got a daughter right here. She's 18 years old. 18. She's the first time voting. Ain't no birthday. No first time voting. All right, mama. Don't worry about it. She didn't have a pressure racist. She didn't have no problem. I should be. I'm confused. She said, don't do all this stuff that we're going through. We are supposed to go through all this stuff. We should all be.
You're probably trying to figure out why I'm showing you this stuff. Just looking at some interesting things. Just, just think some of this stuff is pretty interesting. I'm sorry it's such a bootleg video, but I mean, if you're tuned in, just want to get you to notice some things that I just found to be funny. So what you just watched was apparently there's a Kentucky primaries going on, and obviously there is a big push in America to get people to, go out and, get their early votes on, for the primaries, obviously. And one of the things that you're going to hear a lot in the next couple of months is, voter suppression, voter suppression. Well, in my red pill moment, I just wanted to let people understand that you're going to see a lot of things like that in regards to crisis actors. And crisis actors is a very, very taboo word in today's climate, because crisis actors usually are affiliated with Alex Jones, and crisis actors, once again, stuff affiliated with Alex Jones gets a bad rap, but it still doesn't take away from the fact that crisis actors do exist. Okay. In the video you just watched, there were a lot of things that were a total joke. For instance, you have a primary taking place in Lexington, Kentucky, where the population is majority white. That's something that you need to understand. It's a majority white. 75% of the population is technically white. You have 14% African-American, 3% Asian, so on and so forth. But one of the things that was hilarious to me about the video was you have a slew of people that are at the polling place trying to get there so they can vote. And they didn't get there before 6 o'clock, so the polling places had to close. Apparently, this is the only polling place in Lexington, Kentucky, which happens to be the largest county in Lexington. So with that being said, the fact that the polling station closes at 6 o'clock, you would think that if voting was so essential in this county, if people took pride in voting in this county, that they would have easily been able to get off work to go vote. But see, they're relying on NPCs to not dig any deeper. They're relying on NPCs to just take it at face value. And obviously you have people like Common, who is obviously an industry stooge. He's a shill, and he's going to promote this ideal of voter suppression, and everybody in the comment section is going to co-sign. The fact of the matter is, this has nothing to do with voter suppression. Lexington, Kentucky is one county. Yes, it's the largest county. It's 51% Democrat. So at the end of the day, if this is a majority Democratic county, wouldn't you think that they would want more voting to come in so they can get more Democratic votes? Who was going to authorize the voter suppression? Trump can't even get these people to open up their economy. So how would he get them to close down local polling stations in a Democratic city? Also, keep in mind that Trump won Kentucky by the largest margin of any Republican since Richard Nixon in 1972. So if anybody's trying to suppress a vote, wouldn't the Democrats be trying to shut down voting places where there's a majority Republican vote in that state? Okay. Secondly, you have to look at the big picture here. You're looking at a county that is a majority white, and you have one polling station. You have a city that's probably been on a lockdown for a while. You have a bunch of people that are unemployed. So, once again, if voting is such an essential thing for this county, how come most of these people didn't vote earlier in the day? A lot of them don't have jobs. A lot of them are working from home. And for the most part, if voting once again is an essential thing in that county, why didn't they get a half day or some type of compensation for going to vote? I mean, there's so many questions that need to be asked to why conveniently it's a slew of African Americans at the window beating on the door. Some of these African Americans didn't even look like they were old enough to vote. It looked like it was just some random kids there just beating on the door with their phones conveniently up for camera people to take the picture and to record. So we can conveniently go on this Booker guy. Some Booker guy, I guess, is running for primary there. I didn't dig any deeper into that. And the only reason I'm picking on this is because I'm just trying to show people that the media is the enemy of the people. The media is not here to report truth. The media is here to sway public perception of things that they would otherwise not even be concerned about if they were going about their everyday life as they would any other time. But it's an election year, and you're going to see the spectacles rise more and more. And what's the first thing that they're going to do in these moments of psychological operations that they like to throw at us? They're going to put a minority on the screen, have her crying, and have her talking about we're not even supposed to be going through this. Going through what? If you watch that video, you can't even tell that they're at a voting place. I don't even know what they were there for. There was nothing that showed that it was a polling place. Nothing at all. But see, that's the red pill part of me realizing they're only giving me this 40, 50-second psyop, and then they expect me not to ask questions? You got me messed up if you think I'm just going to let them tell me that voter suppression is happening in Kentucky and in Lexington, Kentucky, and I'm supposed to believe it. But if I tell them that the beer flu the numbers are being doctored, they look at me like I'm crazy. See, you're going to see a lot of women, especially, come down on conspiracy theorists or alternative thinkers due to the fact that we question the media. They look at us like we're automatically, affiliated with alt-right and stuff like that. First of all, I'm a freaking African American. I have no affiliation with alt-right. So that's just stupid. Secondly, there is no reason for me to be affiliated with any hate group whatsoever when all I'm trying to do is get you people to think. Get you people to think outside of the norm of, oh, the media said it, so it must be true. Once again, there is no solidified proof in that video that they were in a polling station. I need to understand why there were so many blacks at that window beating on it, pretending as if they really wanted to vote. Why is this woman crying about not being able to vote, knowing damn well she had all day? Her and her child are not working. I guarantee you. They are both not working. And if they are, how come at some part of their day they didn't make time to go vote? And why are you there conveniently at 6 o'clock as it closes if this is something that has been going on year round? Like, meaning this goes on every election time. This polling place closes at 6 o'clock. Why are we here now? Why are we discussing this? You guys knew this already. And see, that is my problem with society today. Nobody wants to be accountable for their actions. If I tell you this is a certain rule and this rule needs to be, respected, why are you running to the judge to ask for permission for you to skip this rule. If this is something that has been in place for years, I understand if it's something that just popped up overnight. Okay, yeah, you got to question that. But this is something that's been going on for years during election time. Y'all know this, the only polling place in the whole county, and yet your county has no parameters in place for you to make sure that you can vote if they want everybody to vote. Come on now, man. People need to start asking the real questions. People need to stop letting the media feed them these lies day in and day out. Since the pandemic started, these lies have gotten more comical. And I'm sorry, if you're not laughing, then you're missing the point. Because I may sound serious right now, but it is freaking hilarious to me. Because when I see these things, it starts my day and it makes me laugh. I hate watching the news, but when I see rappers, comedians, and people that I follow on social media posting these things and not questioning them, just giving into the psyop, I gotta come at them, man. And this is why I made this video. So I'm sorry there was no introduction or anything for this video, but the fact of the matter is, what I say, it still stands. And it's hilarious to know that we stay in a city, or we stay in a country where 70% of the population asks no questions. They just comply. See, for me, compliance is my compliance with the BS that is being shoveled into my face by the media. Those days are long gone. I'm questioning everything that does not make sense to me. Call it confirmation bias, call it whatever you want. If the media is shoveling shit into my face, I'm going to shove it right back into theirs. I'm sorry. You're not about to hand me lemonade. You're not about to hand me piss and tell me it's grandma's lemonade. I'm sorry. I'm not the one. But anyways, until we meet again.